Because thank you for sharing that. Because I've always thought that, you know, since we are a Miss Universe country, every girl in Binibining Pilipinas is always, you know, trying to win that title. But hearing your story right now, you're so glad to win the Miss World title instead.
Ito masasabi ko sa'yo, when I had to model in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, this is like a couple of years later after the Miss World, I did not realize Miss World, well, it's actually the oldest pageant, older than Miss Universe, right? It's so popular in Europe and all of the other Middle Eastern countries and all of the European countries. Why? Because when I did that show and I was only doing like a small role, I got all of these fans going into the hotel, and Mama Rene was saying, "What is going on?" Because you have the Miss Philippines world representative there and all that. I didn't realize it was such a big deal until I went to a European country, and I went to Dubai, and I went to all the that's apparently it's more popular, you know. So dun ko na realize rin. And when I got there in the Miss World, I have to say the caliber of people that you meet. I met Naomi Campbell in person, Iman, David Bowie. I mean, all of these like A-list stars were there. It was just some of the British stars also. It was an amazing experience, you know. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Yun nga ang galing, Miss Cara, kasi considering that you are competing against almost 100 contestants.
Yeah.
And you were able to make it to top 10. How were you able to be a standout there? Did you do, parang was Madam Stella giving you a lot of tips and advice back home as to how you will, you know, showcase yourself and be a standout? Kailangan ba, uso bang eksenahan sa Miss World by then?
Ito yung actually, I think this is some of the winning formulas that I remembered sa Miss World, okay? When we were in South Africa, napansin ko, in the room, tinanggal nila yung television and telephone. You can only go through one room that has all of the phones and fax machines, and it has to be through, because your handler. Because I guess like every 10 girls, you have a handler.
Chaperone.
Yeah, chaperone. So I asked, why is it like this? Parang they're avoiding media and all that. They said, well, because with a pageant here for 30 days, they don't want intriga. Very interesting that they said there's no newspapers allowed. So what happened in that 1 month? We all bonded. We went bowling. We were playing basketball. We were eating together. We were laughing because we didn't know what was happening in the world out there. It was just us. We didn't know who was the favorite in the media. We didn't know that if we attended this event, the press only covered this girl or that girl. Because if we started to see that on television, that's when you start creating the intriga, right?
Yes.
You start creating the noise in your head. So us, because that happened, we were like in a bubble for a month and we didn't have any news whatsoever. They made sure that we didn't. We were just focused on having fun with each other. Honestly, Adam, with that 100 girls, even with Ashwarya being a standout, you couldn't really tell who would be. I mean, who's to say kasi the one beauty is more beautiful than the other? An Indian beauty is more beautiful than somebody from Venezuela or from Poland, you know? I mean, it's just so different kinds of beautiful. The definition is vast, right? And it's parang, I think, what I also tell my daughter, when she's entering this, my first advice to her is maximize every second. You will never be in this kind of position in your life, ever.
Yeah.
Not all girls are given this privilege to be able to represent your country, to prepare and be with people that are so passionate and their love for the girls to train them. A lot of them actually voluntary. You know, you will and make friends. You will never experience that. Some folks, they go through high school, college, job, and then that's it. But you actually got to drift a little bit in this path and experience something that's different. So make the most of it, because truth be told, this kind of experience, it has a timeline. There's an expiration date to it. You can't do it like, I'm 50 now, right? You can't do it at this age. You have to maximize that time, make the most of it, have friends, make connections, just enjoy and relish, and then just do your best, prepare, and then just let go and just let God. Kasi nga, you cannot predict. Even naman the judges, we met them only on the day of the interview sessions,
Yes.
right? But that entire 30 day, we were meeting a lot of people. We couldn't tell which one would be a judge or what, You can't. It's and because also I've been on the other side where I've judged pageants. It's true. Sometimes we will go to a pageant. We arrive the day before, and a lot of it is just who is the most striking among, let's say, 50 girls, sino ba yung most striking on stage? And then after that, that's when we look at this. Kasi lahat magaganda na eh. Lahat magaganda na eh. But sino ba dyan yung will hold my interest for the entire duration of the process? Diba?
So you were able to capture their interest by taking the whole thing as one big vacation na parang hindi ka naging competitive ka pero probably didn't show it. You just tried to enjoy every single moment.
I did. And like, for example, when we were seated, if we're invited to an event, and they'll say, okay, this is so-and-so and so-and-so, and then you have your handler there, you try to strike a conversation. You find out, what are you from the steel industry? Or what is it like? You have to kind of strike a conversation.
Yes.
You meet, and you just enjoy that moment, really.
I think
and every time you enter the room, you have to carry yourself well. Parang, especially now, the girls, there's so many voluntary designers that put in so much time and effort. Do them justice. By that few seconds of making an entrance, make a big entrance. Because that's the only entrance you're going to make. You can't repeat it.
Yes.
There's no take two. Make it good, So parang every single thing talaga, parang performance level ka. But at the same time, relax and enjoy the entire experience.
So now I get it. That's why you made it to top 10. So when you finally made it to top 10, and you were the first girl to be called, so how did you feel that you were the first?
I was like, na-shock ako kasi syempre ako yung una. But I have to tell you, Adam, if you notice, I don't know if you've ever seen the pageant, pero yung top 10, medyo alam na nila where to go.
Kayo po.
Yung pag tinawag ka, they know na where to go, the placement. Yeah, exactly. Kasi during the rehearsals, 2 rehearsals, they told us, they're gonna rehearse all the girls na tatawagin sa top 10 on how to do the blocking. Napansin ko lang, in the rehearsals, I was called twice. And napansin ko, a lot of the people that a lot of the girls that in the actual pageant night, that got called into the top 10 went twice. Kasi parang smooth eh. Diba? Walang medyong ito pa. During the actual dress rehearsal where they say you have to be at performance level because we're going to do some footages already. The judges, they're real judges, but they're not your judges for the actual night. It's actually your hairstylist, your production manager, lahat ng crew, sila yung piniling judge. So there's like 10 of them there. Ako yung kinuro ng Miss World that night of the dress rehearsal. So I actually felt the weight of the crowd. I already had an inkling that night, which is the day before our actual pageant. Maybe I won't get it. Kasi medyo weird, diba, na I won the Miss World during the dress rehearsal. Tapos the actual night, ako na naman yung kukuranahin. Ang dress rehearsal, they opened it to the public for tickets to watch the dress rehearsal. Di ba medyo weird na kung ako? So parang I had an idea already na maybe lang, gano'n.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
you
because I was crowned already.
So na-jinx na, parang gano'n.
Feeling ko, pero yung tinawag akong top 10, when you ask that question, nagulat talaga ako kasi parang, oh my gosh, I got called in the top 10, gano'n. So,
ako feeling naming mga buong pageant fans, hindi dahil doon. Feeling
it's
namin,
my gown?
it's because of the gown that you wore. What's the story behind it?
Alam mo, Adam, yung gown na yan, I never expected yan ang magiging parang legacy ng performance ko. But it's good that you brought it up because a lot of people, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories, so it's a good thing that you brought it up anyway, to ask me what happened about that.
Yeah, so what really happened?
The truth is, when we went there, I had 4 suitcases, and I said 1 month of activities. I only had so many gowns to wear. I didn't realize that...
you ran out?
I kind of did, but I had my white one reserved for the pageant. It was really reserved. I wasn't wearing it for the pageant. But they said there's two main events. One is the sit-down interview, okay? And then the other one is the actual pageant night. So I said the white will be on the pageant night. For the sit-down, I'll wear the blue. Parang yun ang binilian sa akin sa Binibini eh. The blue kasi, it's not really good on stage, but it's striking. It's an Oscar de la Renta gown. It's really striking in person.
Madam has a budget for you, Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah, I know. Ganyan si Miss Araneta.
Favorite ka ni Madam. Pag binilang ka ng ganung gown, naririnig ko.
But what happened then is, yung interview, one-on-one, like literally how you are seated, that's how close I am to the judge. And we had like Jackie Chan, we had Eileen Ford, and you know, I used to be supermodel of the Philippines, so I kind of met her already in the past. I reminded her, "Hi, Miss Ford," like that, and then all the other judges, right? So, I felt naman, ito lang the blue gown may not have been that bad, kasi considering the interview session is the one that selects from 100 to 10, right? And so if I didn't perform well in that interview session, even wearing that gown and carrying it well, I probably wouldn't have been selected in the 10. Now, why didn't I wear the white? That was my fault, because during the actual, when they told us, oh, we're gonna have some B-rolls wearing the white, B-roll is when they're, you know, you're outside, you're in your gown, tapos kunyari nasa stage kayo, but they pre-film it. Yung white, because I remember that day, it was a little bit chaotic kasi it was something that we did not expect. Nadumihan siya, plus the zipper got broken. I didn't have any, I didn't know how to repair it. Everything was, it was pacha-pacha, and it got dirty. I was like, what am I going to do? It was, and I tried to wear it. It's so obvious kasi napunit na siya, parang nakakaya nung pag-ikot ko, butas yung likod, yung ganon.
Wait, is this the same white gown that you wore?
It's not.
When
I said my farewell, a lot of people asked me that too. It's not. It's a different gown. Yeah.
But I'm curious to ask, since you were already having gown issues at the most crucial moment of the pageant, didn't you try asking your co-candidates to lend you one?
No, what I have to go through my handler. So I said to my handler, there's something wrong with my gown. I can't wear it. I already wore it in the B-roll. So supposedly what you wear in the B-roll is what you're supposed to wear on the actual stage. And then they looked at it. They tried to repair it. Ang dumi talaga and everything. They said, well, Cara, one of the things, they said, you have another red gown. But the thing is, the thing that the judges will remember you is the gown that you sat in the interview. That was their point of view. When the group of people it wasn't co-contestants, it was actually the organizers there. They said, if you want to be remembered by the judges who did one-on-one, they'll probably remember you in the blue gown. That was their logic. And that's why I decided, okay, I'll wear the blue gown. Para meron silang retention. Because we had just done the Kung iba yung sinuot ko, baka So that's what happened.
But on hindsight, almost 30 years after, would you be still doing the decision, or
in hindsight, I would tell Ms. Arneta, sana katulad tayo ng girls ngayon, marami silang gowns, ang dami ng sponsors.
And had you worn a better gown, you could have probably gone head to head with Aishwarya. Wow. During the finals?
I don't know. That would have been
Was she that gorgeous in real person?
She is. She actually became a friend. We were bus seatmates. Yeah, in a lot of, so what happens is, they have to use buses to transport all of us, right?
Yeah.
She was my bus seatmate all the time. And I had like a cassette tape. I'm sometimes listening to music. She would share the other headphone with me. So yeah, we were bus seatmates. She even wrote me a letter after the pageant, So we got close. She's brilliant, and she is. I think she's so beautiful. I have to say.
The moment you saw her in South Africa, you knew that she would be your biggest competition.
And nagkukwentuhan pa kami kasi, she was actually feeling bad at that time kasi may competition siya with Shushmita.
Sa India.
And she won by like a hair. si Shusmita over Ashwarya on the Universe title,
Yeah.
you know? So she was kind of concerned kasi Shusmita already won Miss Universe title. She thought baka there's no chance that she might get crowned. Kasi parang, sabi niya, it would be strange to have a Miss Universe and a Miss World and they're both India. Parang people might question it. But it happened, you know? And I do believe she deserves it, you know? I'm really happy that she did. I tell you nga, Adam, kasi ako, it's not about, honestly, people, it's always nice to have the crown on your head. But when you get the experiences, do you have what it takes to be a winner? After that experience, if you can say yes, then you are a winner. You know, and I said that. I was like, yeah, I did. I represent my country well. I think I can be a winner. You know, kasi isa lang naman ang pipiliin. And you have to think of it this way also. If let's say that pageant night happened on a Saturday, and then they repeated itself on a Sunday, a different girl could have been crowned. It could have been me.
Yeah.
And then on a Monday, it could have been a different. I mean, you don't know what the judge is feeling at that time. It could be a different girl on a different day. That's really how, at the top 10, it's all about luck. Because even if you looked at naman our Q&A and all that, pare-pareho lang naman kami ng tanong. You know, how do you feel? What would you do if you become Miss World, right? We have to give our speech or we have to give our answer. It's depende na yan if the judge, if they fancy you that night. Because in another night, they might feel, no, I fancy this other girl. It's really like
destiny.
That. Yeah, and I think, honestly, whoever is, like, gets into that semifinals, wala, easily one could be the winner na.
Pero back then, to finish in top 10 is already a big thing for us, di ba? Kasi we rarely place during that time, especially in the 90s, di ba?
Yeah, and my thing too is, it's very difficult to fill Rufa Gutierrez's shoes because she competed prior to me and she won second princess. So in the very least, I was telling Rufa, and I know Rufa because of high school, we went to high school together, I was telling her, ang hirap naman ito. Tinaas mo agad yung
bar.
Tapos ako. But when I got top 10, okay na ako, happy na ako. I mean, ang happiness ko nga, all of us, Alma, me, Charlene, we all got into the semifinals. You know, and I don't think that happened for a long, long time. During the time of pageantry, you know, not, like only usually one girl would be at the finals or semifinals. So yeah, okay na kami.
So no regrets?
No.
When you look back, wala talaga. I mean, the blue gown was really there for a reason.
Yeah.
You were meant to wear that gown.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, maybe, you know, in hindsight, if somebody had whispered to me, Cara, it's not going to look good on stage, I probably would have, I don't know, I would have done something about I wouldn't know how. I'm one of the tallest kasi in the pageant
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Ashwarya's,
5'11", right?
Yeah, I'm 5'11". Ashwarya's like 5'8". So I couldn't like borrow her gown even if we're friends. You know, it was very difficult. I don't know naman if I could wear a cocktail dress. Ang hirap you know.
Feeling ko kahit ano suotin mo, if they really like you, they'll make you win.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're speaking of Aishwarya, is it true that you named your daughter because
actually,
of her?
Yes. It was a joke because when we were friends, the joke was I couldn't pronounce her name. I kept saying Aish. She said, Cara. It's not Aish. It's Ashwarya. And I'm like, okay. Well, if I have a kid, I'll just name her Ash. I'll say Lee because I can't. It's too long.
Make it easier.
Yeah, that was the joke. And then but no, she turns out to be a girl. And I said, it just kind of, and Adam, at that time, I just remember, you know what? I want to use Ashley. And I remember that memory. So yeah, you know, I did. Because, I mean, Ashley's such an American name. I mean, where would I get it? My mom's name is Victoria, which is Ashley's middle name, by the way. But yeah, it's not a Filipina name. Usually we'll use like a Spanish, like Maria, Bianca, or we'll say Elena or Isabel, you know, or something, right? But no, I said Ashley, and I love it. Yeah.
So, you know, as my last question, looking back at your Miss World experience, both your Binibini and Miss World experience. Now that your daughter is in the thick of the
Yeah.
Miss World Philippines competition right now, what would you tell her?
I would tell about her. It's representing her country. It's representing all of the people that love pageantry, the volunteers, the fashion designers, the mentors, everybody that, that is in this. So she has to do her absolute best. And as much as possible, especially it's actually harder during her time now because there's social media. You and I
Yes.
do social media, and the noise there can be positive, but it could also be very negative, diba? It's filtering it. Actually, I told Ashley, use social media as a practice para you don't waver. Kasi when you're in the pageant, look at it this way. I don't know how many days they will be there kasi ngayong time namin is more than a month.
Yeah.
Pero when you're there, there's nobody telling you or coach reminding you this is how you're supposed to wear your gown or put on your makeup or talk to people. It's all you. And sometimes you might hear somebody say something negative and all that. If you can block all that noise, you will remember all of the people that's been advising you, what they're saying. Because you're only focusing on that there. So dapat you use social media in the same way na if you can read something negative, you can immediately pass, block it off. Test yun eh. Kasi naman, your resolve is not based on other people's opinion. Your resolve is based on you. You're the only one who can tell yourself, I'm a winner. I'm going to do this. You know
have
what?
to feel it.
I'm going to make you vote for me. I'm going to make you choose me as top 10. You're kind of like, you're talking to the person. If you can have a mindset to say, nah, you know what? Whatever they say, no, you're going to pick me. No, don't focus on that, girl. It's me. And you tell yourself that, you're building on yourself. And what the other things saying, social media, hindi mo na mapapansin yan. Even if they say they criticize na, oh, you didn't wear this right, and all that, okay lang. Mas nagustuhan nila. Kasi I'm still in competition. Basta I'm gonna turn this negative thing that you're saying to positive. Hindi, sesexihan ko pa yan. Bahala kayo, gagalingan ko pa yan. Ganon. Kasi ikaw na yung performer doon. Hindi naman yung judges nakafocus sa mga detractors or sa mga nagko-comments eh. Sa'yo nakafocus. Dapat talaga, entire time, walang mag-waver ng resolve na yon. And that's what you need to do in your preparation. Kasi when you're there, it's just you.
Yeah.
Nobody else. So you have to have that resolve from beginning to end. Until you're on the stage and you're talking to the judges and you say, Philippines again, please. Philippines. The crown goes to the Philippines. Ganon ang mindset palagi.
So ready ka na maging stage mom this time around?
Hindi, actually. Ashley will tell you, I'm probably the last stage. Hindi ko siya talaga pinakikialaman. Okay lang kung ano yung I mean, she'll ask me stuff, but I always tell her, what I advise you can be applied in real life. It can be applied in other crowns of your life. Number one ko lang sa kanya is make friends with everybody. They are the people that, they're your posse. The girls, the people that you meet, make friends with everybody. Kahit na, let's say, nakahear ka ng negative, okay lang, friends pa rin.
Yeah.
Ganun. Kasi what's your purpose? At the end of the day, pageantry is all about platforms. We're trying to do good. We're trying to influence people. We're trying to make sure that, something good out of this. Ang dami na nga nangyayari. There's the pandemic, there's the war. We want to uplift people, give them that time to think about there's something goodness in this, right?
Yeah.
And so if you can turn somebody's negative comment or disposition into positive, then that's something. You've done your job as an ambassador of goodwill, because that's really what it's all about, right?
So for sure, by June 5, makikita kita. Uwi ka ba dito?
June 5 ba? Ashley's birthday is June 6. Oh my goodness! Yeah! Oh, happy birthday!
That would be a great big gift for herself if she wins.
Well, like I told her, even if I'm not gonna be here, wherever myself and her dad are, we're there. We're 100% spirit and mind, love. We're supporting her. We're also supporting all of the girls because, like I said, I love all of Filipinas. To me, that's all of Ashley's friends and I wish them all of them well. Pinay tayo all the way, diba?
Laban. And on that note, thank you so much, Miss Cara. Thank you for
Adam.
doing this interview with me. I had a great time
I had a great
reminiscing
time.
your time in the pageant world
I want to thank
almost
you
3
for
years,
inviting
30 years ago.
Thank you so much, Adam.
You're welcome. And I hope this won't be the first and last time I'll be interviewing you. Who knows? Diba?
Much power and luck to you, Adam. And thank you so much.
Thank you again. Mwah.